Hello viewers, well, it's a surprise reveal of the F1 2019 trailer. Let's take a look. So lots of fat beats and stylish action. This is a really different look for Formula One in terms of the trailers put out by Codemasters. It's very polished. You can certainly see the combination involvement of Liberty Media here and the influence in terms of bringing the sport closer to the game. Very nice, very polished. A few details have been released as well. Obviously the game's going to be coming out much earlier. Normally we see Formula One being released around sort of September, late August, but this year it's coming out on the 28th of June. 28th of June during the Austrian Grand Prix, much earlier in the season. Great to transfer across to the new season and get involved with the new cars, new liveries, and see all the elements that they've got on offer. A game that has apparently been in development for 2 years, so parallel development with the previous F1 game. With the improvements, especially in the artistic side, I really look forward to seeing how real the sport can be this year, especially with the esports element. Esports has brought a lot to Formula One last year. It was great to watch in person, feel the atmosphere at the esport event, and you can see this year they're building upon that as well by the inclusion of this additional car, which has been designed specifically based on the 2019 regulations, in collaboration with technical team headed up by Ross Brawn and Pat Simmons. So an authentic Formula One car based on the rules when they developed the season. And this means that when you race online, obviously you have essentially a spec Formula One car, but you can add your own liveries and details to that. That means esport teams can add their actual teams to liveries to the cars and race those online. It's going to make it much more authentic for the gamers rather than jumping into other Formula One cars. That's going to be quite interesting to see, actually, the many designs. Obviously we see people designing Formula One liveries on Twitter now and again and other social media. Now you can do it too, and it'll be interesting to see the quality of the livery editor that Formula One or that Codemasters have included in the game. That's going to be nice to see. So obviously all of the cars from this season will be in there, and all the tracks, and of course I expect there'll be additional esports options as well. Camera modes, director mode, stuff like that. I think we're bound to see some more on that. There's also a flash at the end of the trailer of what appears to be Formula 2 car. That's exciting, isn't it? It looks like a Formula 2 car. It's got a Formula 2 shape and fin to it, so it's got to be a Formula 2 car. So if there is, and a feeder series is in there, that could add a lot to the career mode and developing you as a driver. You know, shortcut to Formula 1 if you have more money. I don't know, we'll just wait and see how that works. So yeah, I think that's all looking really good at this stage, and it's a surprise it's coming earlier in the year. But I think going back to esports, you know, last year the esports was quite inspiring. It was great to see the drivers in action, the quality of the driving, and no doubt there's going to be a big push for esports again this year. And there was a couple of videos that we weren't able to share at the time. I thought I would share those now. We've got an interview with Brendon Leigh here immediately following winning his F1 Esports title last year. Let's see what he had to say. Okay viewers, so now I'm with the man himself, the F1 2018 Esports champion. Brendon, thanks for your time today. Firstly, we spoke before this competition began, your thoughts going into the first race. Tell me about your thought process and what you've been learning as you've worked your way through the tournament.
I think at the start you had to go off self-belief, hoping that your practice routine was good enough to get wins, and event one it was good enough to get wins. We got 2 out of 3 and podiumed all of them, and ever since then it was carrying momentum and believing in your system, your setup philosophy, like the way that you move the car forward over a season. Because if I went back to Australia now, I would probably be a couple tenths faster just from setup knowledge alone. So you just have to keep momentum going forward, and that's what we did perfectly.
Now, one of your big advantages for Mercedes as a team, which is a fantastic result for the team, was qualifying. Where do you think you found that qualifying pace? Where is that extra speed that gets you consistently up there?
I think our qualifying pace just comes from a lot of setup knowledge within the game, and also all of our teammates push each other so hard. So in practice, we're separated by a tenth, all 4 of us. So any sort of thousandth we can gain is a huge advantage of our teammates. So we're always striving to be better.
So obviously coming here tonight, you had a massive advantage. How did it change your preparation in any way? What were the key challenges? Really, was it the constructors? Was that heavy in your mind as well?
Yeah, of course the constructors was heavy in my mind. That's where we work as a team, and that's my main focus. The drivers is a second achievement for me. The real achievement is constructors. But going into the event, I didn't change at all. Every practice session I did, I was on the limit. I was pushing myself as far as possible. I didn't rest on my morals, and I just kept pushing forward.
Well, I have to say it's been a fantastic drive tonight. One last question is, a lot of people watching this today, they're going to say, I would love to be in F1 Esports next year. I would love to be joining you guys. One of the things I noticed you did was you were tweaking a lot of settings in your racing and stuff like that. Is that something you did yourself? Is it something you learn online? How would you tell people out there right now who want to really develop themselves as drivers and really push their limits?
I think for drivers trying to get into it is you start at the basics, you enjoy what you do first, then you progress, then you get better, then you get better again, then you join competitions, and that's where you start to really elevate your game. For me, I was doing competitions for 4 years of my life now, and that's where I've learned my racecraft, and that's where I've learned my strength and weaknesses, and I play to my strength and numb out my weaknesses. One of my strengths is that I'm able to change a lot of settings and able to think subconsciously about racing without being that focused on what I'm doing. So I'm able to play that to my advantage, and I use that in every single race.
Well, certainly you've done an incredible job here. Brendon, congratulations and well done on your victory today.
Thank you so much.
So it's great to see the development of Brendon from year 1 to year 2, physically, mentally in a good place and raising his game. If you're watching at home, that's what you need to do. You need to look at what these guys do. You need to raise your game. You need to look at every single detail that these guys are changing. Where are they braking? Where are they accelerating? What curbs are they using to get them into and out of corner? What engine modes and maps are they using? How are they finding advantages? What are the strategies they're using? You know, look at those options. It's all there if you watch the replays, and Brendon's in the right place. I look forward to seeing what the competitors bring this year, because a lot of them learnt a lesson last year. They're going to be back this year stronger than ever. At the time, I caught up with Paul Jeal as well, just to see what he had to say at the time, and he had a few words just here. So viewers, we've just enjoyed a fantastic finale to the F1 Esports 2018 season, and now I'm joined by Formula One 2018 franchise director, Paul Jeal. Wow, we've moved up over time. So Paul, I guess tell me a bit about preparation esports, how it's changed things in the world of Codemasters and Formula One.
Well, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, first and foremost. It's a journey that we've been trying to do for a number of years, waiting for the game to step up and be ready, and the audience to be ready, and obviously we want the game to be as lifelike as possible. Then we were waiting for the right opportunity, and that's come, and it just seems to have been the last 2 years now has been a bit of a whirlwind, really. And it's just amazing, really, because I think games is the perfect platform with which to, you know, sort of have a sport replication, if you like, and you know, all the sort of cool little toys that we put into the game this year, the ERS, the DRS, all of those types of things. The Formula One branding obviously works really well in terms of conveying the real life sport and hopefully opening it up to a new audience. Yeah, I mean, firstly, I mean, amazing steps forward. I mean, it looks amazing. We've just seen the racing. It's like watching a real race. Has Liberty Media coming on board made it easier for you to develop Formula One games, and has it increased the amount of investment you guys are able to play with in terms of development? Yeah, I mean, certainly our objectives are the same. We see, you know, gaming and as a good platform to introduce Formula One to a new audience, a younger demographic. Obviously, with games, it's a little bit easier for regulation changes, etc. So we can really add the things that people want to see in real Formula One, i.e., closer racing, and we do that by equal car performance. And you can see that it really spices up the racing. Obviously, we're still playing around with the format quite a lot. 25% races. We had a 50% race in Abu Dhabi, where the strategy plays a bigger part. So it's really, you know, it's growing fast, and we're learning all the time, and we're hopefully moving the series forward and making it much more exciting.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Paul, it's been fantastic today. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to F1 2019 and what surprises you have in store.
Welcome. Cheers, Alan.
So big thanks to Paul for his feedback at the time. As I say, we weren't able to get all of this edited at the time, and what with the new announcement today, I thought let's get it up on the channel. Good to see. Positive. Feeling good about this. I'm excited to see what Codemasters have in store for F1. They're in a good place. They've made good steps forward every time. Artistically, design-wise, physics-wise, it's getting better all the time. And really I think what the gamers are looking for is a stable experience, you know, especially online, that works for everybody. And I think if they can bring that together, you know, no game's ever bug free, but if they can get it stable, get it working, then this could be the F1 game people have been looking forward to for a long time. A bumper year for racing games it's shaping up to be. A lot of potential here, very excited. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.